Hey, good morning, everybody. Sharon, Michelle. Wait, Michelle's coming on. There you are, Sharon. Michelle,
Morning. Good morning.
join us on camera, Michelle. I don't know where I know you from. Was it from Speaking Up North, Michelle?
Through some networking groups from way back when.
Like way back, like with Cheryl. It was her name, Cheryl. Was it up like around someplace up in Chicago? Was that it?
I kind of think it was from Cindy's group in the city.
Cindy, yes, I was thinking Cindy is who I was thinking, Cindy Weigel. I
Yes.
couldn't put I knew it started with the C. Sorry. Well, nice to see you again. Hey, good morning. Who is marked as Maven? You guys, Maven, are you there? I don't know who that is.
Are you going to give us handouts or some way to try to remember this?
What I'm gonna get, I'll put something together for you, and I will probably have some handouts. Yeah, I'll do something for you guys. It may not come till later today, though. Thanks for asking.
It's too early in the morning to remember anything.
Oh, so I have now officially been up for 4 hours working. Right? So for me and Sharon too, Sharon and Eileen, actually Tanya, Sharon and Eileen, Sharon, Tanya, Eileen, we've all been up since 4 o'clock. We have a 5 a.m. call every morning. So
yeah, and Jean, I just put in the chat. I just have to step away for a second.
Okay, Tanya. All right, we're going to go ahead and get started. Hey, ladies, thanks so much for being here. I am so grateful that you'd spend, and hi, good morning, Amanda. Amanda, stay on after this call, will you? So we can figure all that out. So I'm so excited that you wanted to spend your time here this morning with me. I'm doing it at 8 a.m. so it does not interfere with your day. Amanda, it may interfere with your day because you've got little kids, but for the rest of the business owners here, we're all in that second act or so of our lives, and that's not a big deal for us anymore. So please forgive us for that, but I wanted to make sure I don't interfere with your business day. So we're going to go ahead and jump in and get started. I am Jean Kuhn. I am super excited that you joined me here today. For those of you who do not know me, who do not know why I do what I do, why would I do a master class? Why would I talk to people about making more money? It's because this has been my passion in life. It's what I've known, what I was supposed to do since I was 26 years old. I became self-employed on April 29th, 1985 at 8:52 p.m. And that is when the nurse put that first baby in my arms, and I knew I was never going to go back to a job I hated. When my maternity leave over, I told them I was not coming back. And what they did is they actually put a computer in my house. This is 1985, you guys. Nobody had home computers at that time, right? So it literally was a big project to send out a team to install a computer and a modem into my house. And I was one of the first telecommuters there. And I would drag my little guy over to the office once a week and pick up work. And then I would drag back home because there was no way at that time to even get that information to me. There was no scanning back in 1985. Let's just say that, right? So I felt very blessed to do that. So they wanted to work with me, and I didn't really want to work with them, but it was the only job I had at the time. So I said yes to an independent contractor agreement, which meant they upped my pay. They took away my benefits, but I was okay with that because we had benefits with my husband, and I became self-employed then to help. And actually that was a small business also, help them start making more money. But I've been doing this now for 37 years. I guess my claim to fame is that in 2001, I bought my first bankrupt business. Are any of you smart enough not to buy a bankrupt business? Raise your hand if you are. If you wouldn't buy a bankrupt business, raise your hand, right? I bought a bankrupt business. It was a chocolate store, a brick and mortar chocolate store. And then 4 years later, I bought a second chocolate store that was bankrupt. They were hemorrhaging cash. And I turned both of those businesses around within 12 months of owning them, adding over $100,000 to their bottom line, which meant that they were profitable. And that just literally started what I needed to help other small business owners, including my own franchise friends, also asked me if I would start helping them turn around their stagnant chocolate franchises like I did mine, which led me to do a 2-day retreat or 2-day conference for them every single year for 16 years. I did that, helping my fellow franchisee buddies turn around their businesses too. And then it just morphed into, let's just do this for everybody, right? A lot of other, in my town of LaGrange, where my first chocolate store was, other small business owners started asking me to help them. And it just like, maybe I should make a business from this. So I did, and I could not be happier because you know what? In my second act of my life, I'm living my life's purpose. So it makes me super happy. So enough about me today. I wanted to talk to you guys today, and I am going to, for the next 9 weeks, we're going to be talking a lot about marketing, right? Because the first thing that happens when the economy, when the inflation goes up and we hit a recession, I know that nobody has called it a recession yet. How many of you think that we're in a recession? Just say yes or raise your hand or whatever, right? Yeah, there's no doubt that we're in a recession right now, but nobody wants to call it before the midterm elections. So, and I don't blame them, right? It's whoever calls it is not going to hurt. It's not going to help their party. So, but we are definitely in a recession and you're already feeling it. I've got a friend who does social media. She's got an agency, and her clients are already stopping their marketing with their social media. They pay her to do their social media and they're stopping it already, right? So why would they do that? And this, by the way, you guys, you're all can be unmuted or are unmuted, and mute yourself. This is going to be Q&A, right? Or audience participation, however you'd like to look at it. I'd love to talk and have a discussion about this. We are going to be done by 9 a.m. so that you can get back to your day. But why would they, or what was the question I just asked you? I just asked you something.
Why would they stop their marketing?
Yeah, why would they stop their marketing? Thank you. They stopped it because they're afraid now. They don't know where the economy is going. And the first thing small business owners, and this is legendary, right? First thing they do is they pull back on their marketing money. It's the absolute worst thing that they could possibly do. If you could at all afford it, I would double down on my marketing right now, because it's the person who will be seen out there. So if, let's just say, Sharon, you pull back on your marketing, right? And you're holding on to it because you're worried, right? You're really worried about whether or not you're going out of business or not. So you stop marketing. What do you think happens to your clients? What do you think happens to your client count? What do you think happens to your business?
Everything goes on a downward spiral because I'm not visible.
Of course it does, right? When you stop marketing, you stop putting yourself out there in front of the people who need you most. But you know what? The people who need you most are still out there looking for somebody that they need. And the person in your industry that is out there marketing is the one who's going to get the business. If you think that there's any sort of loyalty in any sort of industry right now, you're sadly mistaken. You may, now listen, we all have one or two people, or maybe a handful, that are really loyal to us. Can you build a sustainable business on a handful of people? Absolutely not, right? I've told this story a million times, so sorry for those of you who've heard it a million times, but 1990s, I was in a room with Zig Ziglar, and we were going through a recession at that time, and Zig Ziglar said to me, even though there was probably 800 people in the room, I know he was just talking to me, that that he chooses not to participate in a recession. And I didn't know we had a choice. Honestly, you guys, we have a choice. We do not have to participate in a recession. The people who participate are the ones who stop their marketing. They change their hours. They shorten their hours so that they can save some money on payroll. They do everything wrong because they think it's the right thing to do. and nobody has told them differently. And and then these are the ones also who are out of business in 6 to 7 months, and they don't make it through the recession. But Zig Ziglar also said something that I thought was very, very smart. If you can stay in business during a recession, you will be one of the most successful businesses on the other side of that recession. So I have not participated in a recession since 1990. And let me just tell you, 2007, 2008, you guys remember the malls are shut down. They're actually, remember, malls are emptying out. They're only like half full. I had one of my stores was in a mall at that time, and it was painful. It was really painful to go through that because what happened? Nobody was in the stores, right? And the stores that were closing down were the stores that were bringing people into the mall. A chocolate store is not bringing anybody anywhere. The only reason people would stop into my stores because they were walking by it. So if there's no store, if there's no business in there, there's not that many people to walk by my store. Or what to, I don't have them anymore, but that's another story for another day. So I chose not to participate, right? We kept doing every single thing that we did. I kept my marketing up. I kept writing emails. I kept reaching out to my list, right? I kept speaking. I kept, and some of the things I'm going to talk to you about today, there's a bunch of stuff on here. So I am going to, I think marketing is fun. Any of you think marketing is fun? Holy,
Not yet.
I do. I enjoy it, Jean.
yes.
Dedicating time to it is always the challenge.
I 100%. And even when I had those retail stores, Eileen, it would be like August 1st. And I would get a phone call inevitably we opened at 10. So 10:15, I'd get a phone call. And it's like, what is our special this month? I don't know, right? It is fun when and if you can take the time to do it well, it can be profitable too. So that's what I want to talk about today. And marketing means, how do you help your prospective clients? And your prospective clients are your ideal clients. So if everybody knows who let me just ask this question. And Maven and Michelle, since I can't see you, you can just type it into the chat or you can just yell it out. I don't care. But how many of you think that marketing is fun? I'm sorry, how many of you know who your ideal client is?
I do.
Yeah, Eileen, I know you're super clear on that. Tanya, do you?
Yes.
Okay, good. And Amanda, yes? Okay, Michelle?
I officiate at weddings and funerals, so anybody can be a client.
Okay, so that's so interesting. But Michelle, I don't know if you're watching the screen, but Sharon's mouth, she literally just, her mouth fell open, right? Because that's not true. Not everybody's right for you, right? So knowing who your ideal client is and how you serve them actually shows them if they're your ideal client. We don't get to really pick our ideal clients. We just need to know that to solve the problem for our ideal client. And every one of you has a problem that your ideal client needs solving. Michelle, yours is that they need an officiant, right? But they probably need an officiant of maybe, and they're going to be looking at for this, right? Of a certain religious denomination or somebody who's not religious at all. They're going to be looking. Say it again, Michelle.
Not religious.
Right. Okay. So the ones who really want a religious ceremony, you're not the right fit for them, right?
Correct.
Okay. So this is how you start. So for you to go out there right now, and I think we have I do think we have a bigger pool for you now as people seem to be walking back religion a little bit. That would be a factor if somebody's looking to hire you right now, is talking about all of the things that you do for them. But if you said to them, I don't bring religion into it at all, or do you bring God into it at all, Michelle?
I bring whatever my clients want.
Gotcha. So So I would, yes, and I'll address some of that later, but you've got, of course you have to do that, but my question to you was, do you want to bring God into it?
It doesn't matter what I want, it's what the client wants.
I'm not sure why you're avoiding the question. The
answer
I
is-
understand it's what they want, but from my perspective here is it's something that you mind yourself talking about.
It's fine.
Okay,
I can do, the only thing, I'm Jewish, so if they want to get a whole lot of Jesus Christ stuff, I'm not comfortable with that. I
okay.
have someone else do that, but you know.
So that's exactly kind of what I was looking for, Michelle, is the fact that you are a Jewish officiant. So do you pull mostly Jewish clients?
No,
Okay.
I'll do whatever.
Okay, got it. All right. So what is the problem that you solve? Michelle, what's the problem that you solve for them?
For a wedding, it's somebody to make it legal.
Mhm.
For a funeral, it's someone to act as a calm hand-holding guide during a difficult time in their life.
Awesome. Awesome. So Amanda, what's the problem you solve for them?
Getting their books straightened out so that they can make better business decisions.
Awesome. Well, that is not the problem that you solve for them. So that might be the problem you think you solve for them, but that's not the problem that they have that they come to you for. What's the problem they come to you for? What's the problem they have that they need fixed?
Mm.
Say it again.
Their books.
They don't want to do their own books,
No.
right? And so that's exactly was my problem. I don't want to do my own books, right? Which is why I hired a bookkeeper. So Tanya, what's the problem you solve for them?
Helping them make weight loss simple and easy.
Okay. That's not the problem. That's not the problem they have.
Oh, well, losing weight.
That's not the problem they have.
Mm.
What's the problem that they have that they come to you? Now, if it's
Oh.
that they're overweight and they're stressed out and their clothes don't fit, right? You have to really dig down deep into that
Okay.
problem, right? So you've got to really know what the problem is that your ideal clients have so that you can show them how you help them. Eileen, what's your ideal client's problem?
They're worried and fearful who will take care of their affairs if they get sick. They're worried about how their things will be handled and who they will go to if they die. They have a weight on them that their affairs aren't taken care of.
Absolutely. Sharon, what's your ideal client's problems?
My ideal client's problem is they're unhappy and they want to be happier.
Okay. And Maven, what is your ideal client's problem? Okay, maybe Maven's not here. My ideal client's problem is they want more clients, they want to earn more money, and they would like to have a little bit more time freedom, right? That's really what my clients' problems are. So so you guys showed up here today because I put out a masterclass based on a problem that you have. It's how can I still continue to market my business with low cost or no cost marketing strategies. So let's talk about that, right? I'm going to talk about 3 particular ones, but I'm going to give you a quick list. And Michelle, this is where I will get something out there for you guys that showed up today on, and Maven, I don't know who you are because I didn't have anybody sign up as Maven. If you want to drop your name into the chat so that I know how to get this to you or your email list or something, but I don't know who you are. So you won't be able to get their worksheet that I'll send out later today. So I made a list of 14 just off the top of my head of low cost, no cost marketing strategies. Most of them are free. And it's something every single person can do. Okay. It's not, none of this is hard. None of this is hard. As a matter of fact, all of these are simple. You know, what's hard about it? What's hard about it is being consistent. It's not easy to be consistent on your marketing. right? So until you can get consistent on your marketing, you're going to continue to struggle. Sorry, that's a fact, right? Okay, so if you want to take some notes, go ahead. But number one is you can create a free Google My Business profile. Number two is you can use hashtags in your social media. And you guys, I'm going to send this out to you so you can write it down if you want, or you can just wait for the worksheet. Email marketing, create a data-rich lead generator, like an infographic that your clients, your ideal clients would use, right? So you have to be so clear on what the problem is you solve for them, right? And if it makes sense for them, right? What's the problem? Make your lead generator solve that problem. Okay, make your lead generator solve that problem. Networking, writing more content. Not any business owner writes enough content. Eileen was there last week when I had my client retreat, or I should call it a business intensive because there's nothing retreat like it. But but I did a 2-day business intensive training for my clients last week. And one of the things is I taught them to create content. Eileen, how much content did you create in less than an hour?
90 different pieces.
90 different pieces of content that she created in an hour, right? You guys, I don't mess around, right? I'm teaching you real stuff that you need to know. So thank you, Eileen. Speaking, right? Everybody should be speaking, holding a 1-day event, building your credibility by writing a small book for your market. I've done that with several clients, but also I did it before I even started. I took my lead generator, the first book I ever wrote, I took my lead generator, which was 10 ways, 10 mistakes franchise owners make. I wrote it for franchise owners. 10 mistakes franchise owners make that's costing them thousands. And I took that eventually and just turned it into a small book and got it out there. A book, whether they read it or not. By the way, about 83% of books sold never get read, right? Never get read. So I didn't care if they ever read it or not. The fact is I got credibility just for writing it. Right? It could have been blank pages. And if they bought it and they didn't open it, nobody would have ever known, but they bought it because I wrote a book. Building your credit, post helpful videos to Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, LinkedIn, wherever you could put them out. Sometimes I put videos in my emails. Host classes, events, workshops, and webinars and master classes. Every single one of you had something you could teach somebody else, right? Something you could teach somebody else. Host a social media contest or challenge, right? Here's an oldie but a goodie. This is going back way old school. How about some magnets on your car to tell people what you do? Do you know what? I hired a pool company that put my pool in because I saw a truck with their phone number. I hired a dog groomer because I saw their van as they were out grooming other people. I hired a landscaper because I was behind them on the road and I called them for a quote. You guys, if you don't think your phone number, when I had the chocolate store, I had a Dodge Caravan and I took it in and it cost me $2,000 to have it wrapped with caramel apples and chocolate. And listen, when I parked it outside the mall, everybody knew Rocky Mountain Chocolate Factory was there, right? Because my van was there. But I literally made a loop every day from my house to LaGrange to Orland Park to my house, right? Making this big loop every single day, 5 days a week, right? In a branded car, truck, van, whatever you want to call it, right? All of that helps build brand awareness. Now that one is not cheap, by the way. I just told you I spent about $2,000 or $3,000 doing that. And Facebook ads, and that's another one that's not free, and you have to be really careful when you're setting that up because you can sign up for as little as $4 a day. And if you don't set an end date, next thing you know, you've been billed $4 a day for 300 days, right? So you've got to be very careful what you're doing there. All right, but today we're going to focus on 3. And the 3 are going to be Google My Business, networking, and speaking, okay? All right. Let's start with Michelle. Do you have a Google My Business account?
I don't know.
Okay, if you don't know, you probably don't have one because you have to set that up. Sharon, do you have one?
I do, yes.
Amanda?
I think I set one up, but I'm not 100% sure.
Well, you know, and here's the other thing, you might want to go set it up because I had one set up and I went in to check it a couple weeks ago and all of my reviews were gone. It was like they had wiped it out after a certain amount of time. Maybe if you don't visit it for a while, they just get rid of it, like you're out of business because you're not
Oh,
looking
okay.
at it. Tanya, do you? No?
No.
Eileen, do you have a Google
Is
My
that the
Business?
same? Is that the same as claiming your Google page?
Yes and no. You claim your Google business, but then there's a whole site that you can set up on Google. So somebody could literally go there. As a matter of fact, Maven, do you, if you're there, just type it into the chat. I'm gonna share my screen and we're gonna go look at Google My Business.
Okay.
So share my screen here and I left it open here. So I just opened up my Google My Business page. I'm gonna move this over here. So this is the home page here. And it gives you things like you set up your hours. It tells me if I've had 12 searches so far this week, right? 80% of my profile's filled up, but I think the reason it's not 100% is because I don't have a COVID policy and I've not claimed my $500 free advertising credit. So let's go over here to posts. This morning, I made a post about this event. So if somebody signed up, then they got to know about this event. And I'm going to keep this up for all of the master classes. You can put posts on here. Look at the other thing is you can put offers on here. You can put what's new going on in your business. And you can put events on here. So now that I see that, I'm going to be putting about the turnaround conference in there. Information here. Here's all the information. And listen, you just click on the pencils and you put in whatever that is for your business. So funny because I don't work on Saturday or Sunday, but I'm up at 4 o'clock every morning. And I have a 5 o'clock call. So I put a start time of 7 o'clock, right? Nobody's doing business at 7 o'clock. Phone number, your email, your website, your appointment. Here's my calendar link. Somebody could literally come here and book a calendar, an appointment with me. Eileen, I think this would be good for you too. You should have something where they could literally call in and get on your schedule if you allow them to do that. What are my services, right? Marketing, training, virtual events. I do a lot of different things. Just go down the line, just literally go down here, add an opening date. I don't think that's important. And I do have some photos on here. So, and then come to the next line over. And again, if I were going to close my business, it's there. I've got a store code apparently. Labels, I don't even know what that is. And you don't have to fill out everything. Here's over here, you've got insights, right? How your customers search your business. So it's telling me how they're actually searching my business. What are they looking for, right? There's a lot of information in here. Reviews, I have no reviews, but I'd had 5 5-star reviews at one time and now they're gone. Calls, if I can literally turn on a Google number here if I wanted to, right? Google will give you a number, it's free. Messages, if I have any messages here. It's so funny because the person who bought my store, I turned over the Google My Business to them, but they cannot figure out or have not taken me off as admin after 7 years. It's been 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6 years. They have not taken me off of their Google. So I get every time they review posts to that chocolate store, I get an email about it. So I have something here. Oh, my profile, right? So you can set your profile up in here. I've got a couple photos here with my logo. If I have products or services, I can put that in here, what that is. And here's my services. So I have different things here and I can add some extra things. I can add as much as I want, as many services as I want. You guys, this is one of my clients. I don't know, it's been about a month ago. She set up her Google My Business and within 2 weeks, she had gotten 7 new clients from that. 7 new clients, right? Now she's a hypnotist. So it's not like, she's selling $100,000 programs, but 7 new clients is enough to make a difference in your business in a month, right? And it was free, completely free there. Also Yelp, if you want to look at Yelp too, I bet if somebody has reviewed you on Yelp, you have a Yelp page, just FYI. All right, let's go down and talk about networking. And one of the things I will do is I meant to look up the link and have it here and post in the chat, but I forgot. So I will send that when I send you a little worksheet about those 14 different low cost, no cost strategies. But networking is, I have something called the 10 feel good questions. And these are questions to use when you're networking, right? How many of you love to network?
I enjoy it when I do it, Jean. Again, it's making the time to do it. And
Exactly.
I know it.
Yeah, I love it too. Sharon loves it. But here's the thing. I never used, when I was younger, I did not love it a lot, right?
Mhm.
You guys might find this hard to believe. I was really shy growing up. Like I didn't want to go to college because I didn't want to leave home, right? I was scared I would have to go away to college. How silly is that? But I was really afraid, and I was very shy when I was a younger person, probably into my mid 30s. And why was I telling you I was shy? Lost my train of thought there. I would go to a networking event and stand in the corner, right? And hope that somebody would come and talk to me, right? Or I would go with somebody and I would just be like at their elbow the whole time. I know, Tanya, you probably got to be going like, I don't even know you as that person, right? So, but I started using these feel-good questions that I created, and it made it so much easier because now when I go, it's like so easy to go up and go, Amanda, hi, it's nice to meet you. I'm Jean Kuhn. What do you do? Right? That would be my first question at a networking event. What do you do? It's a boring question, but everybody wants to tell us about their business, right? It's boring to us as those who are listening, but it's not boring to the person who's telling us. And listen, when you go to networking event, it's all about them. If you go there because it's like, hey, Amanda, I can help you grow your business, increase your sales, blah, 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 blah. Would you care? No, you wouldn't care. Because I just came on like super strong. I didn't give you any value first. My whole thing is about providing people value first. We all should be running our businesses that way. Before we ask for anything, we should be providing value to somebody else, right? You can do that through workshops. You can do that through speaking. You can do that through networking. You can do that through Google My Business. You can put some lead generators on Google My Business where so if you would have gone back to my Google My Business and clicked on the little link in there for the masterclass, what is that? That's an opt-in, right? Then you're now on my list. Michelle, you've been on my list for a long time if you got this email, right?
Right.
Yeah. So that's been at least probably, I still have the chocolate stores when I came up and spoke up there at Cindy's event. So that's been at least 7 years ago that I met you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, so for you, it's always figure out what value you can provide to somebody first, right? What can you give them first? And a lead generator with something valuable on it is a great way. It gets them to opt into your list. And then what do? You try to sell them something, right? No, you don't. Right? You don't try to sell them something right away. You nurture them, right? It's like literally, I want it to feel like I'm coming up and like, hey, Tanya, thanks for being part of my list. Here's another little piece of value. You know what? This is going to come with, I want it to feel like a virtual hug, right? I'm not going to say virtually hugs, right? I'm not saying that, but I want it to feel like I care about her, which I do. I want people to think and feel that I care about them, so that they want to come back. They want to get more from me, right? You guys who've hung around with me since the pandemic started know that I cannot give away enough stuff. Why? Why can I not give away enough stuff?
Because the more you give, the more you get.
High five. That's it, my friend. Right? The more it's a universal law, right? The more you give, the more you get. All right, we're going to move on to speaking. right? We talked about, oh, networking. Any questions about networking there? But just let me finish this up with those feel good questions. There's 10 questions there. Do not use all 10 questions on the same person. Otherwise, it's going to sound like you're a weirdo, right? What do you do? How'd you get into that business? Oh, blah, 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 right? Ask them one, like, don't rapid fire those questions. Ask 2 or 3 questions, get their contact info, and then what are you going to do?
Follow up.
Follow up. What does that look like?
You're going to call them and tell them where you met them.
And I'm going to say, Sharon, it's Jean Kuhn. I met you at Lynn Lionhood's event last week or yesterday or 2 hours ago, right? And I would like to find out more about your business. Could we put some time on the calendar to talk later this week?
Yes, we can.
Yeah, right? You guys, you don't say that if you don't mean it. If you don't care about finding out about them, don't make that call. But I will tell you, I make that call because every one of those calls, I ask, what's your biggest challenge in your business? You know why?
Because you want to know how you can help them.
I want to know how I can help them. Tanya, what were you saying? You were muted. I saw your mouth move though. Oh, we can't hear you. You're not coming through.
To know how to help them, and also it helps you get more intel on your ideal clients.
Yes, exactly, right? I want to know what their problem is. Number 1, can I solve it? Number 2, can I give them a little help right then and there to help them? And number 3, if it makes sense, I may make them an offer. And I tell them that right up front, right? When I come to that call if we had that second call, I would come back to that call and I would say, Sharon, thanks so much for booking this call with me. Let me tell you how I run this call, right? I am going to give you, I know we have a short amount of time together. I'm going to give you a little bit of help today on the problem that you're having. You told me you have blah, blah, blah problem. And if I can help her, and I said, and I will tell her, if I can help you, if I have anything that I can help you with or something that would support you, I may make you an offer today. Does that sound okay?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody says yes, right? Everybody says yes, because I'm not coming at them salesy, but what I am coming at them with is, here's how I can help you. And now she's fully expecting an offer, right? She's fully expecting, it's not going to come out of it's not going to seem sleazy because it's like, oh, you got me on the phone and now you want to sell me something. No, I don't want to sell you something. And there's a lot of times I've left a call that I didn't make an offer. I will say most of the times it's been because they've been combative when I've asked questions that they said they wanted help with or something like that. But I would never want to work with somebody who's combative. If you're combative to me in a conversation, why would I want to make you an offer and work with you for, a year? I wouldn't, right? I absolutely wouldn't. So, all right, let's move on to speaking. This is my favorite one, you guys. This is how I met Michelle. And Michelle, I can kind of even picture you. I don't know if you believe that or not, but I can picture what you look like. And if I'm not mistaken, you've got short and it's light colored hair, whether it be in blonde or gray. Is that true?
Nope, I'm a redhead. Nobody forgets that.
Okay, then I am picturing the wrong. Then I'm totally picturing the wrong person.
Yep.
My apologies.
It's okay.
So, but I bet if I saw your face, it would come right back to me.
Right.
So, speaking is the number 1 fastest way to get more clients, right? So what do you speak about? Anybody have a clue what you're speaking about? You're speaking about the problems that you solve for your ideal clients, always, right? So when I go out to speak, Michelle, do you remember what I spoke about when I came up there? I don't.
No, are you kidding?
You know what, at that time, I think I was speaking about, I had one little talk and it was about the secrets of the Pawn Star's success. Did I talk about that?
I absolutely do not remember.
Oh, that's okay. But I had a little talk years ago and it was the secrets of the Pawn Star's success. And it was why it's important to be on video. And at that time, we did not have Facebook Lives or Reels or Shorts or any TikTok, right? We didn't have any of that. People had to use, hello. Oh, Grace Ann, it's you. Oh, I can't hear you, Grace Ann. Oh, okay. Oh, you're okay. That's okay. So at least I know who Maven is. It's you. So at that time I was talking about, and Grace Ann, you may have seen that program, right? The Secrets of the Pawn Star Success. I did that at Kurt Scholey's event one time. I think that's where I met you, was Kurt Scholey. But it was talking about the power of video, right? The power of video. And so I have been talking about being seen for a very long time, how to build your business by being out there and being seen. It's really one of the major things I talk about. Now, when my talk is about how to increase your revenue fast. It's the only thing I talk about, but you can't increase your revenue fast if you're not using these strategic marketing strategies, right? Put in your business. So speaking, where do you go find speaking gigs? Tanya, where do you find yours? You're speaking all the time. Where do you find gigs?
Google searches. I find them through networking, asking people if they know of places that need speakers.
Mhm. Awesome. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think of Eventbrite, Meetup.
So you find speaking gigs on Eventbrite, you go there and look and then just reach out if they need a speaker?
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. That's a great idea. I spent a couple days last week reaching out to, well, number one, let me just say this. I'm connected with, so funny, Tanya, you've been talking about them forever, Speakers Playhouse, right? And I somehow got connected with them without even knowing that it was Speakers Playhouse, did a podcast, and I have gotten 3 or 4 more speaking opportunities from that. And then I got an invitation to a bunch of speaking opportunities last week. I registered for, I don't know, 4 or 5 speaking opportunities last week just through Speakers Playhouse. So you guys, it's meetup groups, right? If you've got the right group to speak in front of, Michelle, this would be so great for you to be out there speaking and talking about the care and the amount of time that you put in to do a funeral for somebody that you may probably didn't know, but how important it is to get to know the family and find out, and so that you feel as if you know that person. Those are the people you want to get out. Hospice groups might be a great place for you to speak. Advanced, what's the assisted living programs, things like that, where and even just going out there and providing value to the elderly, the seniors there, who would maybe want you to come and speak to them after their, speak at their funeral. So Sharon, where are you speaking?
Mainly at most of the speaking engagements that I've had are for churches. They'll invite me to come and do a service. Like I'm going to North Carolina next month to speak at a Unity church there. But I have been thinking about how could I speak in other places, right? Because, yeah.
So here's the thing. When I first started speaking, nobody knew me, and nobody would give me a shot. I am a mouthy, snarky, chunky, let's call fluffy woman, right? I wasn't getting the opportunities to speak in front of the groups I wanted. So I just created my own stage, right?
Okay.
And I started doing my own one-day event, right?
Okay.
Where I would put 20 people in a room. I would give them a full day of value. I would buy lunch for them. And at the end of the day, I would make them an offer, right? So that led me, that one strategy alone took me from $300 a month to 6 figures in 18 months. And it probably would have done it faster, except I still owned 2 retail chocolate stores at the time that I was managing. So speaking is definitely the fastest path to cash, right? So now when I call, I'm not saying if they don't know me, obviously I still battle that, but I'm much more confident in what the value that I bring to the audience, the takeaways that I give them. And now I do my own event, which is the Turnaround Conference, a 3-day business building event for small business owners, right? So any questions about the 3 strategies that we've talked about today? All right, well, we've got a few minutes left, so let me ask this question. Is there anything I didn't cover that you would like to know? Go ahead, Grace Ann.
I don't know if you still can't hear me.
I can hear you.
Oh,
I can hear you
me?
now. Yeah.
How do you ask to get paid? I speak at libraries, but they don't pay. I mean, it's an effort to get clients.
I
but how
will.
do you get speaking engagements.
I'm
that
so
pay?
glad you asked that. So number one is I go out, and when the last week when I was searching for different things, I reached out via an email and said, do you ever bring in outside speakers to speak to your group? But Grace Ann, I don't even want to get paid to speak, because I want the opportunity to make a free offer, because I know if I can speak to their group, I can make a free offer. I will close at least one high ticket offer from every speaking opportunity I have. So for me, I will make way more money doing that. I mean, I know that when I do a 1-day event, right? Put 20 people in a room, I know that I am going to make between, I would say, $48,000 and $80,000 from that 1-day event. That is why I don't mind giving that ticket away, right? I don't mind giving it away. I don't mind buying lunch for 20 people, because I know that there's somebody in that audience that needs what I have to offer them and help them with, right? And if you have the right signature talk for your group, you could do that too. And Grace Ann, you could definitely be doing a 1-day event with what you're doing. So it would be super easy for you to do that, and providing just should I say it, shit ton of value for them, right? Providing that value for them is what they're really looking for. And you should have another conversation with me, because there's a way that you're just missing out on the ways that you can make so much more money, right? And part of it, yes, Eileen.
Could you, maybe it's too early in the course, but could you speak to those numbers a bit? Does it totally depend on the value and the expertise you bring to the event? Or is there some fairly immutable numbers based on the numbers in the room and how you might walk away with a certain percentage of business?
No, it's not. Yes, it is about the content, right? If I came in and did a really crappy job, they would not want to work with me. So the value, the content is highly important to that. But the other piece is it has to be the right fit client. So let me just say, if I put together a 1-day event and all my clients were in there and I had one other person, I would probably cancel the event, because I've got to be in front of enough, right, of my ideal clients to close anything.
Got it.
So what I do is I come in, listen, you guys, I'm here to help you. So I'll tell you exactly what I do is I come in. I used to, when my program was this is going back 8 or 9 years, when my program was really, when I was just starting out, was much less money. So I would make an offer for the program. But now when I do it, I come in and the offer is a VIP day, right? Spend a VIP day with me, it's almost like 6 months worth of coaching in a day, right? Get the VIP day, get a strategy plan. Let me help you set up the marketing revenues that you want to do. I give them all of that, right? So I do a 1-day event. I make an offer for a VIP day. And then from the VIP days, I know that about half of them will want to work with me going forward for 12 months. Right?
Got it.
Yeah. So that's exactly how I hit those numbers. Right. I'm not making that $48,000 to $80,000 all at one time, just by the way, not from that day. So I want to make sure you heard that, right? I am selling a lower ticket item, which is the VIP day. And I'm still listen, I don't care if they don't work with me. And there's been plenty of times that as I go through a VIP day, I already know that I don't want to work with that person. There's something about them. There's something that they've indicated that they want to argue with about everything, right? They want, right? I'm here to tell you what you need to do. And if they want to argue with me, I'm not interested in that. I know what it's going to take to change their business. I've been doing this for years, right? If they're not interested in that, at the end of the day, I just ask them, is there anything else I can help you with? And then I let them go. But the right person, I will make another offer to see if they want to move forward with me. Or sometimes they just ask me, right? How can we keep this going? Because I need more than what I just got today.
And Jean, we really have part of the reason for knowing our ideal client and getting in front of our ideal client to speak is that we have to be speaking to the right people to get our numbers. Because
exactly.
You, like for me as an attorney, high net worth, and I talk and somebody asks how much does a trust cost and they get sticker shock, then I know that that's not the people who would have no idea what the kind of estate planning I do costs. So you've reminded me that we have to, yes, speaking is wonderful, but you've got to, as far as possible, be in front of the ideal audience to come away with those nice numbers.
Exactly. Right. So how I get the right numbers is I go out and I speak for free to some of the events that have my ideal clients in there, which are small business owners, right? That's the people that I help are small business owners. I've known since I was 26 years old. I was supposed to help small business owners make more money. I just didn't know how to do it at 26. I didn't even own a business barely at 26 years old, but I knew that was my purpose in life. Sometimes God just gives you your purpose and you're like, I don't know what this means. I don't know why I feel like this is what I'm supposed to do because I don't even have a business. But it took me 28 years of being a business owner before I could really start helping other small business owners get what they want. So, all right, listen, we have a couple minutes left. I want to tell you guys all about the turnaround conference. So I am going to, if you don't mind me taking just a minute here to tell you about this, I'm going to share my screen with you really quick. Oops, let's do this. I'm share, there we go. So here is, this is the turnaround conference page. This is the 3-day event that I do. This will be the 3rd annual turnaround conference. If you think you've gone to one event, I've got such new stuff in here this year. You guys, it is going to blow you away. But really what we're going to be talking about is building a business that creates a life of freedom and choice in a less than desirable economy. I'm not going to go through all of this. I'm going to give you the link, but you can go through this. But I do want to point out a couple of things here. It's October 19th to the 21st, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Guess what? It's live and in person. If you're looking for a virtual event, shame on you, because you already know that you can't sit in front of that computer for 3 straight days. You're in, you're out, you're in, you're out. You're not even getting any value from it. So I knew immediately last year when I saw the numbers coming and going throughout the full 3 days on Zoom, I did not want to do that again. It's a waste of my time and it's a waste of your time to participate like that. So I'm not doing that anymore, right? We are, as a matter of fact, my husband just said he heard on the radio this morning, the CDC has all but canceled COVID now. So we are back in person. They're dropping their social distancing rules. They're dropping all their rules. So we are back in person, and I could not be super excited to do this, because those of you who've seen me in person or seen me speak in person, that I get the energy from the room, right? And it was hard. It's hard to do that on a virtual stage. And I'm not interested. So here's what we're going to be talking about, right? If you're looking for more leads, more clients, more sales, more profit, more free time, more impact, and more success, this is exactly what I'm going to be talking about. All of this over the course of 3 days. I've got some great speakers that are coming for lunch and learns. We'll have two keynote speakers there. It's not just me for 3 full days. You get a lot of me though, right? Get a lot of me. Might be tired of me by the end of the 3 days, but you get a lot of me. Listen, the worst thing that's going to happen is you might get referral partners and joint venture partners and services that you may need and new clients and always new friends. I was just telling somebody yesterday, my friends now are all business owners, because the people who I was friends with before, they didn't want to stay up. They didn't want to keep educating themselves into their 40s and 50s and 60s like I did, right? We're still friends, but they've fallen away. They don't care about the same things I care about, right? I care about helping other people. A community of like-minded professionals. Be more, do more, have more, give more. Yeah, about me. Listen, I thought this was really interesting. Look at these statistics. The average annual revenue for small business employees the average annual revenue for small businesses with no employees, $46,900, right? $46,000 is the average revenue for that. 86% of small business owners earn less than $100,000 a year. That is sinful. That is actually sinful. That small business owners won't take the time to come to something like this so that they can hit those six figures. There was last year on the turnaround conference, I had a statistic, and it was like 30%, 36% of small business owners made over $100,000. That was last year's number. Or maybe only 36% of all small businesses make over $100,000. Just in my little tiny group of people, I had 30% of my clients alone making over $100,000 a year, right? So, and many of them making much, much more, multiple six figures. So there's so many good things by coming here. So Darren's the speaker. I don't have my all the sponsors in place yet, so we've got that going on. But here's the thing: right now, the early bird ticket is $147 because you came to this. There's no other place you can get the ticket price I'm going to offer you right now. I'm going to take $50 off of that. If you'd like to join, I'm going to drop this into the chat. So if you would like to come to the turnaround conference, figure out how you can make more money, get more clients, make more money, and increase, Eileen has been very much on board this year with, I'm going to stop sharing this, has been very much on board this year with increasing profit, right? It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep, right? We're going to be talking a lot about that too, how to increase your profit, not just your revenue. That's a big piece of it. So I'm going to drop this into the chat. So you have to go to the turnaroundconference.com. Let's see, did it go to the chat? Oh, there we are. Turnaroundconference.com, and use the discount code. Amanda, if you sign up, your client, so you have a different code, so don't buy your ticket here. Okay. But I'm taking $50 off that ticket price of $147, which makes your 3-day event, including 2 lunches, $97, right? $97. So if you haven't joined, oh, by the way, if you join, I'm doing a 12-week revenue roadmap for increasing your business right now. If you decide to join the turnaround conference, listen, jump in and take advantage of the 12-week program I'm doing for you. It's completely free. It's just for the people who join the turnaround conference. The first 4 weeks, so the first 3 weeks are up already. If you've missed them, they're up on the Turnaround Conference Facebook page. And the 4th one will be up right away. When you get all of that information, you get the weekly workbooks. This was the workbook from yesterday, and this was the workbook from week 2, right? There's a training and a workbook, and the training's no more than an hour a day, but you have 12 hours worth of training. You can join it live this going forward, but the first 4 weeks are already done and in the books and on the Facebook page. So there's a lot that I'm giving you for that $97. I hope you will be one of those people who understand the value and will invest in yourself, right? So that you can make more money in this coming year, because it's going to be a tough year for everybody, especially and honestly, I believe, as probably you do, we don't know what's going to happen in those midterm elections. So, but basically whatever happens there is going to continue, is going to guide our economy, right? So if you're not really happy with where the economy is right now, I'm going to say you need the turnaround conference, because my job at the turnaround conference will be helping you stay in business. So you will be one of those successful businesses on the other side of the recession. And with that, oh my God, we are like 8:59. I'm going to say thank you. Goodbye. Grab the link. Make sure if you got the discount code, turn around masterclass 2022 is the discount code. Okay. If you already have your ticket, thank you. Love you. Have a great day. Bye.
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 Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.